Michael, it is a thrill for me to have a chance to speak with you. I have spoken with members of Foreigner a couple of times in the past. I always love talking to you guys because when I talk to you, if there's one thing I know that's going on, there's a tour happening. Do you guys never not tour? Seriously.
Well, God, I've been in this band almost 18 years and it just keeps going. I guess it's one of those things. If you build it, they will come, you know. It's like we keep doing these shows and going all over the place and people the demand is still there. People will still want to hear these songs and it's so we keep doing it. Yeah, I'm today I'm looking out on in St. John's, Newfoundland here, the furthest east part of North America. And we have a show here tonight. We're actually kicking off a 3-week Canadian tour going from East Coast to West Coast starting tonight. So yes, we are full speed ahead here.
It's amazing when you think about the legacy of Foreigner. You got into the band, and correct me if I'm wrong, around 2007, 2008, somewhere around there, I do believe.
2008, 2008,
2008.
yes.
What was it? Because you've got jazz behind you. You've got like so many great music genres behind you. Joining a band like Foreigner with their genres, multi genres of music that they have. What was your thoughts in joining this band and knowing that you are going to be part of one of the greatest bands of all time, whose music will be always timeless?
Well, definitely. I mean, I think the big part of it was just growing up and knowing these songs. You know, I was born in '69, and so by '77 feels like the first time. Cold as Ice, Hot Blooded, Long Long Way from Home. All these tunes were hitting the radio waves, were on the airwaves, 24/7, and now, of course, have become such a staple in classic rock. So yeah, so it was just a soundtrack to my youth, really, soundtrack to childhood. And then by the time I was in high school, I Want to Know What Love Is, the biggest hit the band ever had, came out. I think that was my freshman or sophomore year of high school where when that came out. So yeah, so it was definitely a part of my childhood and it just it's like it's part of the fabric of your life, you just wherever you go, it's not just driving on the radio, but you're at a restaurant and you're hearing the songs, you're shopping, you're hearing the songs, you're at a baseball game, you're hearing it, you're seeing it in TV, like it's like on a soundtrack, on a movie, on a TV show. So, it's just everywhere. So yeah, to be able to then fast forward to being God, I guess I was so 2008. I was 39 years old when I joined the band, and yeah, just you never know where music's going to take you in your career as a musician. I was happy to be working, and as you said, I had a lot of different influences, a lot of styles I was playing. Definitely a big jazz guy too, and uh, was doing a lot of that before, but I always loved rock and pop as well. So yeah, it's just kind of where it took me, and I ended up in this band, and I sort of feel like, wow, could have done worse, right?
True, but the other thing is, while you're playing or walking in rehearsals or phone calls or meetings or just hanging out, when you're seeing original members, are you just like geeking out as a kid, like, holy jeez, I don't believe this is happening?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's definitely being the keyboard player. I've gotten a chance to hang out and ask lots of questions with Al Greenwood, the original keyboard player. He comes on. We just saw him last weekend. We were in Atlantic City and he came out and yeah, he's always telling stories from back in the day of recording these songs and all the keyboards and analog synthesizers were so big then and just kind of exploding on the scene and it's cool to talk to him about the parts that he played and what keyboards he used and how he created some of the sounds and so we geek out about all that. So yeah, he's a friend of mine at this point and it's like it's pretty cool.
What's been the highlight for you so far after all these years being part of this amazing group?
Well, I would say that we've played at some incredible places. We've played at Royal Albert Hall in London. We've played at Red Rocks in Denver. We played at Carnegie Hall in New York City. We've played in Lucerne, Switzerland at this beautiful venue right on Lake Lucerne. We've played up in the Alps in Austria at the top of the mountain for a festival, played Sweden Rock for 70,000 people. So it's just been some amazing highlights as far as the shows, and some classic venues. And, it's like, I that's some of them, but those are some of the major ones.
Is there a chance that that part of the legacy could continue at a Taylor Swift wedding? I saw something on you guys on your socials. Can you explain to the fans what I'm talking about? Why I'm talking about Taylor Swift and her soon-to-be husband?
Right. Well, I think the headline was Dear Taylor and Travis, having toured the world for, 45 going on 50 years. I think we can say that we finally know what love is. So we're qualified to usher your love in, at your wedding. So I think that was the hook, that was what was thrown out there. And I actually don't know who was the brain, somebody in the Foreigner team or somebody in publishing. I think it might have been Warner Publishing. Uh, Someone came up with that campaign, which we all thought was pretty clever. And but so far, no call from Taylor.
Yeah, she's too busy, but you never know what can happen, especially when you're talking about a band in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Um, you kind of would like to have that. I just came from a wedding just on the weekend. Imagine if they had you guys
Right.
performing there. Oh my goodness, it would be amazing. The other thing that I saw that was really cool is the Foreigner 4. Can you talk about that, please? Because this is what every music fan would want.
Right. So Foreigner 4, huge album. It's, spawned three major songs: Urgent, Waiting for a Girl Like You, um, and Jukebox Hero, three enormous songs from that album. But we decided to do something really special. Lou Gramm, the original singer, is going to be out with us too, singing songs. And we are going to do the complete Foreigner 4 album for some select shows in December in the Northeast. In the States, I think we have 8 shows. So, yeah, it's going to be the whole album, top to bottom. And so the fans are going to hear 6 deep cuts that they never hear. So that's pretty amazing. And of course, we'll be playing a lot of the other hits that aren't on Foreigner 4 as well that evening. So for those shows. So anyway, it's a pretty special thing because usually we're kind of confined to the hits, and there are a lot of them, and we do those at the shows, and we don't always necessarily get to the deep cuts. So this will be a chance for some deep cuts from Foreigner 4.
Going back to the tour as we speak, Canadian tour as we speak kicks off tonight. What's the show going to be like? What can fans can expect? And please tell me you guys got more merch than ever.
We do. The merch is really popular. And yeah, there's all kinds of stuff, all the hoodies, the shirts, the hats, signed albums, signed drum heads, all that stuff. But yeah, all the hit, like, the main thing is about the music. So all those hit songs that everybody knows and loves, beginning to end, we can't even fit them all in one night. So it's jam packed with hits, a lot of sing-alongs, a lot of high energy, a lot of memories, and it's gonna be a rocking good time.
If there is one song that Foreigner has to play, I mean, there are lots of hits that everybody wants to hear, but if there is one song that if you guys did not play, fans would literally riot and burn the venue down, what would that song be and why do you think?
Well, I think that that has to be answered in two contexts. So if we're doing a super like harder rock festival, I would say the song would be Urgent. We'd have to play Urgent. But if we're doing something that isn't necessarily just for rock fans, it's more people that are all ages and pop too. I would say that if we didn't do I Want to Know What Love Is at that show, it would disappoint a lot of people.
I want to know what love is. Number one, as you mentioned, this song crossed every genre that you can think, which includes gospel too. What
Yes.
is about that song that made it so special? And two, how do you guys, without giving too much away, how do you guys perform this? And do you bring in like local gospel choirs to perform at this song for this
So
song?
yes, there what you mentioned, the gospel element. Of course, the original version of the song from '84 featured the Harlem Gospel Choir, and in the video, you see them all in their robes. They're singing that, and that's a big part of the song. Um, so we have been featuring choirs on the road for quite some time now. They're not always gospel choirs. A lot of them have been high school choirs, so student choirs. And it's been a chance of something, a campaign we've been really pushing hard for a long time now to just bring awareness around music programs in the schools, music and arts programs, and because they're always getting cut when there's funding cuts. So it's a chance to really highlight these schools music programs and get the kids up on stage, sing with us, give them a taste of performing. It's a real buzz for them as it is for us to see how excited they get, and the parents get to see, okay, this is so important. My kid still got a music program, a choir for my kid to perform with and to practice with and to explore that side of themselves. So it's a wonderful thing, and we do that at almost every show.
Any chance there will be new music from you guys?
Well, we have been working on stuff, and there have been select singles that have been released over the years, and I would say in the next couple of years there will be some more of that.
As we wrap this up, any advice you want to give to the new groups that are coming out there? Because we know that when back in our day, and I can say our day, you had a lot of top 40, which was true top 40, meaning you could play a rock song, country song, R&B song, pop song, and go forth over and over again. Plus, a lot of major cities had rock stations. Now you have to look at the mid places to find these rock stations. What advice can you give those artists of today who are following this genre, who are probably having the hardest time ever getting their music out there to be heard to the public,
You're saying specifically rock artists?
specifically rock artists?
It is a different time, and it is tricky, and it's challenging. I think I recently saw somebody I follow on YouTube, Rick Beato. He does a lot of interviews with a lot of musicians and producers and singers and stuff, and he was highlighting this very fact that now more than ever, if you look at the charts and you look at what's being released and what's becoming more popular, it's much more individual artists, whoever that is, Beyonce, Doja Cat, Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, um, it's you have less bands,
Yeah.
you have more individual, you have more solo acts, and also, yeah, just rock and roll. I wouldn't say it's fallen out of fashion, but it's really like maybe it's cult of personality now, and social media and influencers and name and face recognition and branding. I just think that individuals, the way the social media is set up and the way technology is set up, it seems to favor individuals more than groups. Uh, so what I would say is that that's not a reason to stop doing it. If you're a band and you're a rock band, you just got to keep going, keep developing your sound, keep embracing the thing that makes you different, because it's the end of the day, that's I think people that resonates, and that stands the test of time. If you have a sound that's unique, you have something about you that's special, that isn't like the rest of the bands, isn't like the rest of the artists. I'll give this a second while the siren goes by. Um, so that's really that. I think that for and that's for everybody, whether you're a solo artist or a band. It's really all about what sets you apart. Why should people listen to you? What is it about your sound It's it's your sound. Don't give it a second. It's your sound. It's there is your look and everything too. But well, that's my other call. Hold on one second. I'll get back to them. Anyway, yeah. Sorry for all the interruptions.
Not
I
a
have another
problem.
I have another call coming here, and so we should probably wrap up. But hopefully that gives you an answer.
That does, and we are wrapping up, my friend. Thank you so much. So glad you guys are back in Canada touring, and thank you for all the classic music over the years. Always looking forward to seeing you guys live.
Absolutely, man. Pleasure being with you. Take care.
Thanks, man. Take care. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.